What's up, y'all? It's your boy Goose, and I'm here with
Keenan.
And Ari.
and they are
Dead End Collective.
yeah. And we're here at Backlot right now, and this is Behind the 239, breaking down the sound one band at a time. Let's get right into it. What inspired you to make music?
So I've been doing things with music since I moved down to Florida since I was like 7 or 8. I was actually in the previously known as Naples Philharmonic Youth Choir from 7 to 18, and I took a guitar class freshman year, and from there I was like, yeah, I'm gonna start writing music. So I became part of the scene maybe like 2 years ago, started going to Ollie's, rest in peace. From there I started doing open mics and writing my own music, and then my first drummer was like, you should start performing, and I was like, okay, yeah.
Nice. So I started in middle school, 6th grade. My parents were like, "Oh, you should start learning music." I was like, "Sure." Played baritone, then I played trumpet, and then I remember everyone would want to go on the drums like after class, like a few minutes before the bell rang. And he was like, "You know what?" My middle school teacher was like, "You should learn the drums." And I was like, "Oh, sure." So I started playing the drums and started playing pep rallies at class, and then high school I did drumline. So that just really made me more inspired to like keep on playing and perform live and everything like that. What really kept me onto the drums my first week or like my first few months and even like years after is like in middle school it was 21 Pilots. So that was booming.
Love 21 Pilots.
They were blowing up around 2015, 2014. So I was like, okay, yeah, I want to be like Josh Dunn. And I started to discover other types of music, and it just kept me going. I just love the feeling of playing. It's just amazing. So, yeah.
Awesome. So you would say you've always had like a knack for playing drums. It's always been like a passion of yours.
Yeah. I've been playing the drums for like about maybe 9 years now. So it's definitely been a passion. Absolutely.
Awesome. Who is like your biggest inspiration? You would say.
It might not seem like it since I play the drums and like they're not really known for drums, but my two main inspirations currently is like Daniel Caesar and Tam and Paula. I love their creativity and I love the raw emotion they put into their sound and lyrics. It's just honestly beautiful. I do like singing, even though I don't do it like all the time. I love singing. I love the idea of songwriting. So they really make me want to like get into that, or at least appreciate it a lot more.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then of course Josh Dunn from 21 Pilots.
Josh Dunn. Shout out Josh Dunn.
Yeah.
Shout out. And for me, I really take inspiration by Frankie Cosmos. It's a band based out of New York. I actually flew to Queens to see them one year for their revival show, and I was like,
nice.
This is so great. So obviously, Frankie Cosmos. I'm actually like a big jazz singer as well. So my biggest inspiration is Ella Fitzgerald. So shout out. I know you dead, but cute though. And actually one of the bands we're playing with tonight, Accept You, inspires me a lot as well. They're one of the first bands that I saw in the scene, and
so cool.
Just blow my mind every single time I see them.
I bet you're excited to see them perform.
I'm so hyped.
So in your best way possible, could you describe your creative process and how you come up with lyrics for your music?
Yeah, so I'm a big like, let me play the guitar and just fiddle around with it until I find something I like, or let me just drive in the car and think of random words in my head and write it down in my notes. If you look at my notes app right now, you'll see poem, because I just write down whatever's in my mind.
Right.
And sometimes when I'm like fiddling around with the guitar, I'm like, ooh, I think these lyrics will fit. Like I literally just wrote a song the other day doing that exact same process.
Right.
So I usually just do that. I write the whole song, I bring it to my band, we practice it once or twice, and we have it pretty much down.
But that's just how you make your best music, right?
Yeah, it's usually like what I'm going through at the time, or I take a lot of inspiration from other people in the scene. Like I was listening to a lot of folk punk at the time, so I was like, let me try to write a folk punk song. And now I'm trying to write punk songs. I'm trying. That's the key word, trying.
Thank you for that answer. That was an awesome answer.
Yeah.
The music you're making today, what message are you trying to convey?
Damn. Honestly, just be yourself. Like everyone has a story, so
Yeah. Freedom of expression.
literally.
I bet, especially coming from you, I know with drums it's very expression. You know what I'm saying? Expression based, and you're putting your heart into that.
The drums absolutely always feels like that, and when I play with Dead and Collected, it feels liberating. The energy is always there. It's really you can go from like raw passion and just like heartbreak to like straight up this raw crazy energy. It's just crazy how it jumps. It's like a roller coaster.
Does it take a lot of energy to play the drums?
I'd say so. I tried in an ideal world. Oh my god. How the hell did you find me? No, you're good. You're good.
It's okay.
You're good. You're good. So, what was the question?
Energy. How, like, does it take a lot of energy to play the
Yes,
drums?
in an ideal world, I try to be hydrated. I try to stretch my forearms, my hands.
That's a big thing.
Because, yeah, if I don't, I'm gonna cramp up, get tired. Especially because I like wearing not all the time, because I like wearing tanks and shirts, tanks when I'm drumming. But sometimes I'm just gonna wear long sleeve stuff because when I played at punk prom, I wore something similar to this and a mask.
Right.
So you can just imagine how hot it was indoors. I remember taking off my mask and just water, just sweat.
Give me a napkin.
Yeah. Afterwards, did I feel good? Yeah, I was able to dance all night afterwards, so I'm kind of used to it.
Yeah.
You just gotta stay in shape, whether in however way.
Like adrenaline's a big part of like playing on stage. I remember
Yeah.
I used to get super nervous, and that would really pump me up. And like,
Oh yeah.
I used to shake every single time I play an open mic. I would sit there and I'd be like,
Yeah.
and I had to stop halfway through my song sometimes. But now, like channeling all that emotion, all that adrenaline, like into my brain or like my heart.
Yeah.
So I can just convey all that emotion. It's like
Yep.
Absolutely.
Keyword adrenaline, people.
adrenaline. Don't do
Adrenaline.
it, but have it.
You need it. Perfect segue to my next question. How long did it take for you to become comfortable on stage performing in front of all these people?
So for me, I was already performing with the Phil in like a big choir setting. I've always been in choirs or bands and stuff like that. I was playing trombone solos in high school. But when you sit in an open mic with all those people in that bar with eyes on you the entire time, it's like a little nerve-wracking, especially when, like, in my case, you first write a song and you've never played it before.
Yeah.
In public, like, I've only played in my bed. And after maybe a month of shows, I got pretty comfortable because the scene here, most of us are pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you start talking to people, it makes you feel better about everything, and then you get less and less nervous and everything.
No, I see that, and I've noticed it as well. From the few times that I have come out to these shows and seen your bands perform, I just love the energy, and that's why I keep coming back.
Thank you. That means a lot.
How has your style improved over time?
Well, I think when I first started writing, it was a lot of like sad girl indie music and like, let me cry about all the men that I've broken up with and all my exes, blah, 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 blah. And then when I started like experiencing life, as I'd like to say, I started doing things, most things that I regret, but I had more of a story to tell. So with the emotion of my life happening, I put it into my music.
Right.
So you'll notice if you listen to the stuff I've written in the past maybe couple of months, it's gotten heavier because I have way more emotion with all of the things that I've been through the past maybe 2 years of being in the scene.
Right.
Of course.
I like telling my story through song. So
It's a great way to tell your story in a way, and also it helps other people because, you know, you never know who's going through the exact same thing as you.
Right.
Exactly.
And you might be helping somebody out, knowing that they're not the only one. That's awesome.
I do talk a lot about, this is kind of public knowledge. I went through a really bad addiction when I was in my last relationship. I was on like a 6 month to a year Adderall and Molly bender. I would stay home from work and just do a shit ton of Molly, and I lost all my like dopamine and everything from that. And if you listen to some of my new songs like Overdrive and Self-Destruct, they'll be coming out shortly, I hope. But they're both about how I went through my addiction and stuff like that. I mean, I'm like 6 months clean now, I think. 6 months? Yeah.
Congratulations.
That's for weed and alcohol.
Let's get a round of applause, everybody.
But yeah, I convey a lot of my trauma and stuff through my songs too. So
Is there anything that you're currently experimenting with right now?
I'd say with my style of drumming, because of middle school and high school, I really got into jazz drumming. So when I'm playing with like Dad and Collective or Mosaic or any other band, it might not seem like I'm playing jazz, which is fair. But I have a lot of jazz techniques that I like to say, and it's kind of nice to see other drummers, that's people in general, be able to notice that, oh yeah, you're a jazz drummer, even though I'm not playing jazz. It's kind of crazy to hear it. So I'm glad people can pick up on that. But I'm experimenting with different genres. I'm getting into more punk. It's faster, it's more intense, and it's awesome, really fun. I'm like incorporating like different rhythms to make it sound a little bit more unorthodox, because I just like that style of drumming. I see it as an art form. So I feel like it's always good to just stay in pocket and keep that beat going. But once you start playing the drums for more than like 5, 6, 7 years, you start to experiment with other things, other weird stuff. You know?
Of course. I mean, I imagine you feel like you're in a box after a certain time. You know, you just kind of want to break free.
Yeah, and when it comes to the drums, especially when there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus like different parts of your instrument, you don't want to stick to a box. You know, you want to like get out of that box, and because there's just so much you can do on a kit, so much, so much you can do with your voice, so much you can do with the guitar and stuff. It's nice to like step out of that boundary where you feel so comfortable.
Awesome. And you?
Honestly, I was gonna say the same thing. I'm branching more into my jazz side. I've been trying to do more 7 chords and stuff like that. But I've also been doing a lot more punk, since I enjoy punk a whole lot, more than I ever thought that I would.
Right.
Like, Sage is one of my favorite songs that I've ever written, and that's our punkiest song, I guess.
Who's your favorite punk artist or band?
Dang. Well, obviously, Accept You. Like, I love listening to them.
Shout out Accept You.
I love Babes in Toyland. I don't know if they would be punk, but I love Descendants, all that old shit, really.
Descendants is goated.
What do you want people to feel when they listen to your music?
Everything. Honestly, everything, because we don't stick to just one emotion. I feel like I crash out every time I listen to my own music. Like, at one point I'm crying, at the next point I'm screaming, and I want you to feel every emotion.
We try to have them experience every emotion they can, but honestly, it's really nice when the listener can experience the emotion you were feeling when you first made that song. You know, when they're able to reciprocate that feeling you were feeling when you were playing it, when you were writing it, that's music, that's art.
Right, of course.
Like the first time someone came up to me and they're like, I literally cried during one of your songs, and I was like, really? Then I thought about the song. I was like, I think I cried when I wrote that song too. Like,
I cry all the time.
Yeah, I'm crying right now.
Okay, awesome. Do you have any like upcoming projects that you want to talk about?
We might have a little single called Hazy Morning coming out sooner than expected. We're also working on our first EP, which is going to be really fun. We finally picked the name for it, but that's going to be a secret. So listen to it when it comes out.
Only I'll know the secret. Just kidding. I don't know if they'll tell me. I don't know. They're gonna
maybe later. Maybe later. Cut that out. Cut that out. We played a lot of great shows the past year and couple months of being in the scene. And honestly, the most memorable that pops in my head first is the one that we played on March 29th at Sun House, where I think it's in English, Voices of Resistance. And it was a queer and immigrant benefit show. We raised money for Naples Pride and Love Inc. We raised over $3,000. The crowd was awesome. Everyone we loved was there. The mosh pits were crazy. Like,
I know those mosh pits do go crazy.
They do, honestly.
We had a dancing Hello Kitty in a mosh pit.
Yep, Hello Kitty was going hard. I'm not gonna lie. Tried to sing a little bit during Dead and Collective set, but we let her. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
She got her.
That's awesome.
She got her song. We got our little frog friend up there today, so shout out Kirk Propane.
Awesome.
That's my little frog
Today?
bag you'll see. Yeah. They're on my amp.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna be recording your guys' performance tonight. I can't wait to see it.
Awesome. We're excited.
What advice do you have for any up-and-coming artists or anybody that's, just now moving onto the scene?
Get out there. Honestly, with a lot of venues that we love closing down, it's a little bit harder to get your music heard and stuff like that. But go online. There's so many open mics literally everywhere.
Right.
And no matter where you go, there's always going to be people there to cheer you on.
I
So don't be scared.
There's always other musicians looking for other musicians to play with.
Mhm.
They're all over the place. You can start by just posting it on your story or just going to open mics, like how she said. I literally formed my own band with my bandmates because we went to open mics together.
Right.
So we played there with no practice. We were like, "Yo, what should we play?" We said, "Let's do funk." And then we were like, "Are you guys a band? You guys got to play here again." We're like, "Oh, we should make a band." It's from open mic. You know, that's one of the best ways to like connect with people online.
And go to shows.
Yeah, absolutely, and go to shows. And if you're thinking about starting an instrument, do it.
So it's all about taking that first step. You know, don't put yourself out there. Yeah, just accept the vibes.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
What effect do you feel like the digital world has had on your music?
Jeez, like we don't have any songs technically out on streaming platforms yet, but we do have some songs on YouTube and like some clips from our shows. We have gotten some pretty good feedback, and honestly, it gets your music across the world, no matter if you like it or not.
What places have you seen your music get streamed?
Well, mainly YouTube, but I walked into work one day and someone was playing one of my songs from one of our Soundgarden sets,
Right.
and
I
I
know-
walk random places and I hear my music. I'm like, that's kind of weird, but I like it.
I was wondering, like, yeah, how does that feel when you hear other people playing your music?
It's like,
Wild.
yeah, it's wild. Sometimes I'm like, ew, why are you playing my song in public? But
Ew?
I literally put my song out there to be streamed by the public.
Exactly.
So it takes getting used to.
Yeah, it's crazier when it's like when it's people that you don't even know, or you get tagged. Like we got tagged in a reel, and some guy was doing a reel of our song, and they weren't even from here. They're like, I think in like South America or something. I was like,
Right.
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Crimey River.
I know that with when you upload on Spotify, it tells you like the locations and your outreach. And
Yep.
so places like that, were you guys able to see that? Like
Yeah.
where exactly your music's being streamed?
Yeah, you can check your analytics and stuff like that.
What places do you feel like you're getting like a lot of views or listens from?
Right here in Florida.
Shout out Florida.
Shout out to
239.
people in the scene. They're the main ones. Like, oh, I heard this really sick band the other day. Let me show my friends.
How did you come up with the name Dead End Collective?
So it's actually a funny story. I lived in a house with my best friend at the time, and one day I was just jamming with him and my ex-boyfriend. And we were sitting outside, we were smoking, we were going through everything. I was like, I kind of like the name Animal Collective, which is a pretty cool band too.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, I kind of like Dead End.
Mhm.
Like, I thought Dead End would be so cool.
Mhm.
And my ex-roommate was like, Dead End Collective. And I was like, that's it. That's the band name. And then we
Awesome.
made my my cat the logo, and that's how it went from there. That's Dead End Collective.
I was wondering, I'm like, what was that animal? Now I know.
Yeah, it's supposed to be my cat that actually ran away a little bit ago, but we had a house show. Everyone at the house show met her. Her name was Sage.
Wherever
Song
you are,
called-
Sage,
Come back, Papa misses you.
maybe you'll see her tonight.
I'm keeping my eyes peeled.
I think that's all the questions I have for today. But yeah, thank you guys so much for your time.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you
Thanks for having
showing up and sparing your time for me, little old me. And this has been Behind the 239. Stay tuned. There's more to come. Thank you everybody for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Good thing about this jacket.
No, literally, I'm freezing now. So this next song is called Overdrive. It's one of the newest songs in the Dead End Collective repertoire. All I'm gonna say about it is I'm 6 months sober. So, yeah.